Balance is key. Harmony is key in whatever it is, whether it's your health, it's your wealth, it's your love life, it's your energy, wherever it's being put. There's harmony in relationships that's needed, and duality is needed. Like, without duality, this earth wouldn't run. It wouldn't even be formed, because you need the female and the male energy to produce everything on this planet. Or you need a negative and a positive. You're going to go scientific. So when things are out of whack and you don't address it, it only leaves room for things to fester and get worse. So it's like seeing the yard needs to be cut and just constantly ignoring it. It's not making the grass not grow. It's allowing it to get big and just unmanageable. So when we don't have balance in our lives, it's the same way. Like, if you are stressed and you don't find a way to release that stress, there's no balance. There's nothing to off center or center the scales. So there's the scale is just leaning all the way to the right or all the way to the left. There's nothing to balance it out to bring the other side up and they be equal. And so when you're off like that, it can throw you off chemically imbalance, where it affects your mental health, your relationships. If one person is putting in more than the other, it's just not balanced. That messes up the relationship, the dynamic of the relationship. Eventually, one side is going to break and bow out. So I think me loving balance, because I used to run away from it. It feels like it's like balance would keep everything how it should be, like your emotions and everything in check, so you don't have like a backup. And because I used to be so passive, I would have these extreme blow-ups, right? So it takes a lot to get me there, because I have a Libra Mars. So I'm not walking around looking for a fight or an argument. But if you take me there or you keep poking me, that's when you'll receive, what you should have been received from me, right? But with that being said, it still allows a buildup to happen. And if you constantly do that and you're not speaking your truth, you are constantly sending an imbalanced energy within yourself. Like, it blocks your throat chakra. And when your throat chakra is blocked, you don't speak your truth. You hold back a lot. You bite your tongue a lot, but it does internal damage to you. And so balance is necessary, like open dialogue, right? And knowing that it's safe to be in your truth. If it's not safe to be in your truth, you need to remove yourself from around whoever it is that you don't feel safe enough to be in your truth, because it leads to your central nervous system regulation. You have to feel safe in being able to speak your truth, and just be yourself, right? And know that there's light and dark, right? So I know sometimes when you speak your truth, people may not appreciate it, or not even just appreciate it, just not like it, because they've gotten used to you not. So a lot of people get comfortable with you just, being the go along, get along type of person. And so when you start putting your foot down and having boundaries and saying no, or, not indulging, joining into certain things, it can become a problem for those who is comfortable with you being passive, being, quiet, letting things slide, or just not standing in your true power, because you don't necessarily have to be speaking your truth. It's just stepping into you. It's an energy shift where you may have been timid before, but now you're full of confidence. And that can bother people who got off on you being timid, got off on you not stepping into your full light. And so that is, not your problem. You have to get to the point where you don't care, right? Self-love, self-care. You come first. So if that means you stepping out, doing something that makes you happy, that is not the norm, and others may look at you funny because they're not used to you doing something or whatever, it doesn't even matter anymore. You got to live for yourself. And take this from me, a person that woke up one day and their whole right side, that was the day before was the last day, it was like the Friday I went to sleep. It was Saturday, sorry, I went to sleep and woke up on a Sunday morning with tingles. And I just thought, maybe I overslept on that side of my body. I slept on it as sleep. So I was laid there and waited for it to come back, and it never did. It actually got worse to the point where I was completely paralyzed, and I had to learn to walk again, write again, tie my shoe, just use my right side completely. And it comes from being not regulated, being the passive person, taking on more than I can handle, and not giving myself some type of outlet and release. There was no balance, and it can happen overnight. So my reason for bringing that up is when you're not regulating and taking care of yourself, putting you first, then one day, unfortunately, if you don't keep putting yourself first, there will be no you to put first, or somebody will have to take care of you, because now you've taken care of everybody else except for yourself. And now it's to the point where you can't even take care of you. And you don't want that to happen. You want to commit to yourself, put a ring on your own finger, imaginary ring or whatnot, but you need to commit to yourself that you're going to put yourself first. You're going to love on yourself, right? And you've learned from the past. So anything that have broken you down, hurt you, we're not going to revisit that, because that's just telling your brain and your nervous system that you are back in that situation. You're no longer there. So when you journal about the future, the things that you want. You regulate your nervous system by getting excited about the future instead of sad about the past, because if you keep doing that, you're going to keep shocking your nervous system, because your brain doesn't understand that you are no longer in that environment, that situation. So you keep bringing it up, you keep reliving the loop and the hurt. Your brain is doing that as well, and as a result, your body is being affected. So we're going to not do that. I'm just going to recommit to self-love, self-care. I don't care if it's one day a week. Honestly, I would love for you guys to give yourself at least 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes every morning before everyone else wakes up. And that's enough. Fill your cup. You'll start to see a balance. If you're out of whack, you feel nervous, you feel like, jittery or whatnot, or like you always in a rush, you're always being pushed. That's necessary for you to give yourself that time, that me time every day. And then give yourself a full day as well, if you can, but it's at least the 20 minutes in the mornings before you have to, turn on for other people. And emancipate yourself from being the go-to person, right? Cut the ties to that title, because that person carries a lot. You carry not only your stuff, but you're carrying on other people's stuff. That's also bad for your central nervous system and for your mind, right? So you're no longer being that go-to person. There's Google out here, so that makes it a lot easy for you to direct people away from you, right? You don't have to break your neck because you might, be a service driven person that break yourself down to help others, which is not a bad thing, but there is balance. If there's no balance, then you're going to break. Your side is going to break, right? Because the other side is super light, and it's time for you to have, balance, equal. So be off and on. So you have your off time. When you're off, you're off. And when you have your own time, you're on. Start falling in love with you. Like romanticize everything you're doing. Like me, I'm on my fitness journey. I got a birthday coming up Wednesday. But it's like I am so driven on this just quantum jumping, reprogramming my mindset, quantum leaping, into my highest timeline. That one day is not a big deal for me because what I'm prepping for is a lifetime of abundance, right? And so I am so grateful to be here and be moving forward. But one day don't stop no show because we got bigger fish to fry. And that's the lifetime. Waking up every day, your day is, you feel like it's your birthday. That's the goal here. And so that's just what I'm on. I just thought I would come and share that quick little chat. Always stay grounded. You're like, whatever you've been through in life is not the end of you. It's just the beginning of you. Okay? So it didn't stop you. It recalibrated you back to self, and self is going to get you where you want to go because that's the true compass, the inside. And once you tap into that and make it an everyday thing to do, whether you're journaling or you're listening to subliminals, or you're affirming every day, you're visualizing every day what you want, you're reprogramming your life step by step. You don't even know it. You're doing it just by giving yourself 10 or 20 minutes to visualize and affirm and, just feel good and tell yourself that you're safe and all is working out for you. Reprogramming yourself so your nervous system can feel safe to receive the new life that you want. And soon you'll be the phoenix rising out of the ashes into a whole new paradigm. So I want to wish you guys a great day or night whenever you're listening to this. I am so grateful. If you have not hit the subscribe button, go ahead and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video. And until next time, peace, love, and happiness.